Let's be honest. Most of us don't have a time problem. We have a decision problem. Every day we juggle thousands of decisions. Some trivial, some vital. But how can we make the best use of our time? Now, it reminds me of lessons that my university studies taught me, like inaction leading to all-nighters, like overlooking test dates leading to 5 hours to prepare for an exam worth 30% of your course grade, or being overly perfectionistic to the point where you fail to take action because every action has an imperfection. But here's the hard truth. In 2025, attention is your most valuable currency, and those who know how to spend it wisely will win. Now, a simple strategy that I wish I discovered sooner is the Prioritization Matrix, a deceptively simple framework used by top CEOs, elite performers, and strategic thinkers to master their energy and output. It's not a productivity hack, it's a lens that provides better focus. Now, it was originally popularized by Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, and his matrix separated any given tasks into one of 4 quadrants. We had to choose between important, unimportant, urgent, and not urgent. But it doesn't stop there. Stephen Covey later adapted it in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, calling it the Time Management Matrix. So think of it like a more user-friendly package, where Quadrant 1 represented urgent and important tasks, like crisis management or last-minute deadlines. Quadrant 2, the not-so-urgent but important tasks, things like your long-term goals, planning, or deep work. And Quadrant 3, which was the urgent but not that important tasks. So it could be the interruptions that you run into at work, your times when you are deeply immersed in your work, or some sort of false deadlines that you may set. And Quadrant 4, the not urgent and not important, like your YouTube shorts scrolling or any distractions that may pop up on your phone, and any other rabbit holes you may decide to jump into. But here's the kicker. Most successful people live in Quadrant 2. That's where productivity resides, in the unurgent but deeply important. Now, as great as prioritization is, on its own, it's ineffective at helping us make the right decisions. Time planners and scheduling free your brain to focus on the task at hand. Apps like Notion or Todoist or Sunsama, or even just a blank journal, are only effective when you align them with your priorities. And that leads us to something that sounds counterintuitive. Your distractions can actually drive productivity. Bear with me, this one sounds more confusing than what it really is. Benedict Carey's book, How We Learn, reveals something radical. Breaks and distractions don't destroy productivity. They can actually enhance it when used wisely. Our brain consolidates knowledge and decision-making during the breaks, not just during the grind. Now, during my doctoral studies, I would frequently spend lunchtime lying under trees, staring at the sky, listening to the wind cutting its way through the leaves, and the impatient city drivers singing their horns. But if you go a little further in your mind space, you enter mental clarity. We'll call it Quadrant 2. It's recharging your focus for what really matters, making the correct decisions. So combine the prioritization matrix with the scheduling and the planned distractions, and suddenly your days become intelligent, not just busy. But there is one problem, and you and I both know this is a serious problem. This is all great on paper, but in reality, it never sticks. Much like those New Year's resolutions that survive maybe a month at best. So how can we form habits that stick? While talking habits, James Clear's Atomic Habits reminds us you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So using the prioritization matrix without building the habits to support it, it's like discovering a lost map to the treasures of Atlantis, but then your poor organization causes you to misplace it. Funny how that works. Now here's how to ensure you never lose the treasure map. Step 1. Start small. Schedule just 10 minutes of deep work, and then maybe eventually expand to 25 minutes. Use a Pomodoro timer if you must. Step 2. Stack your habits. Tie one action to another. Before I make that coffee, I will write one sentence. Seems relatively effective. Definitely better to do the work before the reward. It doesn't seem to work the other way around. Trust me, I've tried. Step 3. Track and reflect. Now schedule a specific day during the week where you will review your quadrants. So log how many hours you managed to spend in quadrant 2. Combine your normal habit loops, like grabbing a snack or reading the news or checking emails, with strategic priorities. Now you're no longer reacting to life, you are the architect of it. As proof of concept, it is technically feasible for you to match hyper-productive individuals. Consider someone like Jeff Bezos, who used prioritization frameworks to scale Amazon, famously saying, "If I make like 3 good decisions a day, that's enough." Or Tim Cook, who famously begins his day at 4:30 a.m. reading emails. Not because they're urgent, but because he wants to be ready before they become urgent. Or Mel Robbins, who built a brand teaching the 5-second rule. So counting backwards from 5 to 1 to interrupt negative thoughts. Think of it like a tool to stop procrastination, right at the moment of that decision. In advertising, prioritization is persuasion. Advertising campaigns live or die by what gets focus, not what gets done. That's why brands like Nike or Apple succeed. They don't do everything, they just do the right things with clear intention. And another example, maybe for creators and influencers in 2025. The content game isn't about content overload. We'll leave that to the AI bot channels. It's about clarity, consistency, and high-value communication. 3 skills no AI can replicate. Yet. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. I can sense a brilliant idea. We'll call it a quadrant 2 moment. That's perfect. You should subscribe if you plan on achieving your goals. Your time is limited, and you're done with working inefficiently. You should also consider checking out my website, www.areteerga.com, for a free prioritization planner. Link in the video description. Now, in a world where AI is doing work faster, human strategy becomes your superpower. Prioritization Matrix isn't just about to-do lists. It's about clarity, it's about courage, and it's about crafting a life that reflects your values, not your notifications. Because ultimately, the best way to predict the future is to schedule it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll see you on the next video.